Early one today, people. Early one today. Welcome to FFTV with me, Francis Green. Watch along Manchester derby today. Big game, I believe, for both teams. Both teams. If Man United win, very close. And if Man City win, the gap widens. And there'll be a lot of pressure back on Ollie if they don't put in a performance today. I don't believe it's going to be anything like the Liverpool game. Let's be honest. I believe that it's going to be a little bit more tense, a little bit more organized from Man United, and Man City are going to find it hard to break them down. So we will see what happens in today's game. The teams are out, but I wait for a few people to obviously come in the chat. It's a strange kickoff time today. Obviously, 12:30. A lot of people are probably out shopping. Some may be even Christmas shopping. So, I doubt that we'll get a lot of people in the stream today. But this is a big one for the Premier League, big one for English football, and for Manchester as a whole. Top forms in the building. Say big up yourself each and every time. So we will see what happens today. Today, for me, is going to be a very insightful game. Like you say, most of the people in our community are here, obviously, because they like the channel, but more so than anything, they want insight onto how the game works, why things are not working, etc. And we ain't going to sit here and rant. We're going to be educational, informative. That is the aim of this channel. So as for Ollie, as for Man United, they got obviously their good performance in Europe. Atalanta, they did well against Spurs. However, they play different ways in those games. And when it comes to playing Man City, if you sit off them, they'll bop you. You got to defend the whole game. They will bop you if you sit off them. However, Man United need to condense the middle of the park. That's where Man City run games. That's where Man City will destroy anyone in the Premier League if you give them too much room in the middle of the park. However, they can get caught on the break, as we've seen. And with the likes of Mason Greenwood, who, by the way, is English the best young striker in England by an absolute mile. And I've seen something today from Gareth Southgate saying he's left him out because of club football, whatever. Absolute politics. I'm going to tell you how it is now. He's the best young striker in English football. And how he's not in the England squad, I do not know. He can finish. He's an outstanding footballer. And Greenwood starts today for Manchester United. Manchester United's problem today is going to be getting the ball. As we know, Man City moved the ball around, probably one of the best teams in the world at moving the ball around. And if Man United don't press, you don't get the Old Trafford crowd behind you. And this Old Trafford crowd want to be entertained. They need to be on their edge of the seats. They need to press so the crowd can help them, because that's another extra 12th man, as you say in football, when it comes to playing against Man City. And it kind of sways Man City. Now, I've seen a stat today that Ole Gunnar has got the most wins against Pep than any other manager has in their short period of time. So, Ollie's maybe got his number a little bit at times. So it's going to be interesting how this game works. Last time at Old Trafford, I think it was 2-0, but they have been battered before by Man City. So it all depends on how they start. Watch out for Greenwood today. Like I say, for me, he's the best young striker in English football by a landslide, but he is a striker. And I think that's the issue when it comes to England. He's not going to play in front of Harry Kane. I don't know how he doesn't play in front of Ollie Watkins. I have no idea, people. You're going to have to help me out on that one. So watch out for him today. As we know, Foden, for me, is England's best youngster by an absolute country mile. So let's see how it goes today. Both teams will be up for this. Man United will not come out how they did against Liverpool. I'd be very, very, very surprised if they do. Against Spurs, they went for man. Don't think you can go man for man with Man City. I think they will bop it around you. And as soon as one of you switches off, you're going to have a problem. So today, it's all about a game of chess. Have a look tactically. If you are coaching, if you want to be a coach, if you want football, intelligence, have a look at the way that these two teams play today and see if you can test yourself. See if you can spot why things are not working out and why things are working out, etc., etc. Shrivik is in the chat saying, "What's up, Fran? Hope you are well, mate. As always, great support." Brian, Peterborough United supporter who have got Fulham today. Could be a test at home. He's going for a Man U 1-0, and he's going for a Peterborough 2-1 against Fulham, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. Shrivik's also saying, can't believe Arteta, he's still in a job, and that Conte has got the Spurs. This world ain't fair. Well, you know what they say. You know what? the world at times is not fair, but it is a beautiful world, and most of it is, the way that it is. Yeah, but I feel you. I feel you. A lot of people are trying to turn this out. What makes me laugh is about a lot of Arsenal fans is a lot of Arsenal fans were like, we want Conte, get our tear out. We want Conte. All right. And then he goes to Spurs. No, I don't like him. I don't think it'll work. I don't like the way that he plays, etc. It's so funny. People do not know how to eat a humble pie. I can tell you that. As you know, Spurs had a crazy game midweek in Conte's first game. They've got a lot to do, but that character there, I think they lose that game. I think last week Nuno loses that game. Conte doesn't. Conte wins it. So they'll be pushing for top four. He'll get 100 or 150 million. He'll bring reinforcements in the summer, in January, get a couple of the Italian players, and you'll see a different team. Kane now all of a sudden will get an extra yard in his step, etc. Song, Undombele, Dele Alli, all these players you see will really liven up, because you can't not liven up when it comes to Conte. Let's be honest, you can't not liven up when it comes to Conte. Like I said, I know a few of you have already told me that you're out maybe Christmas shopping. You're also footballing day out, gone to see the local football, etc. And it's early. Some people are working out in the gym, whatever it may be. And that's why we probably will not get a lot in the chat today at all. But you know what? I was going to watch the game anyway, of course, instead of watching it downstairs. So the wife and the little one have to watch it. We come in the office, we watch it, and we watch it with the community, that's for sure. So Man City are third, Man United are fifth. Like you say, if Man United win, they go level on points with Man City. I know it's still only early. It's 10 games in. The season starts to pan out. Round about your 10 to 15 games, you know who's going to probably end up in what section of the league. So it's interesting today. Man City need to win because they're kind of not really hitting the ground. They're kind of not showing the rest of the league what they're about. They're the best footballing team, probably one of the best footballing teams, if not the best footballing team in world football. The way that they pass the ball, the way that they move. I mean, if you look at the teams today, let me share this with you today. You've probably already seen it, but I mean, when you look at this midfield for City, you think, where are we? This one, isn't it? This one, yeah. You think to yourself, let's just zoom in on that one. See if you can see it. Let's zoom in. Yeah, I mean, you look at this and you think, there's Man United team, but let's go on Cities. Look at this midfield here. Gundogan, Rodri, and Bernardo Silva. I mean, talk about technical players. Talk about people who like to get the ball down and play, etc., and things like that. I mean, that is phenomenal. But let's just run over the teams, actually. As you can see, they've got De Gea United. They've gone for a 3 at the back. This is how they set it up. Not necessarily mean that's exactly how they are going to set up when it comes to the pitch, start of the game. So they're going to have Wan-Bissaka as wing-back, Shaw as wing-back. They've gone for 3 centre-halves, which is very, very interesting considering that Man United and Man City do not have an out-and-out striker. But so you could have a De Bruyne, you could have a Foden, and that pushing onto these 3. Fernandes, McTominay, and Fred. That's definitely going to be the 2, McTominay and Fred with Bruno. And then you've got Greenwood, the outstanding Greenwood, and Cristiano Ronaldo. So don't be surprised if they score. Ronaldo will want to make a huge point today. He believes he should have gone to Man City, and Man City didn't pull the red carpet out for him, so he went to Man United, apparently. I think that was the case. City are going to go for 4-3-3, so they'll have the wing backs, but they don't really want the extra man extra man at the back. So it'll be Ruben Diaz and Stones, Walker, Cancelo, as we know, Gundogan, Rodri, and Bernardo Silva. What a midfield 3 that is when it comes to what a 5-a-side team that would be. And then Jesus surprises me. I thought Mahrez, if he was fit, would be here. De Bruyne with a false 9, and Foden. This could change because I think Jesus needs to be more central. I'm not sure about him being wide. I know he has played a wide quite a lot, but I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I don't know whether the subs are on that one. No, they are not. So, yeah. That's for me. Who's our Curved Glasses in the building? I'm here, friend. Don't panic. I thought you'd be busy today. Get your Christmas shopping out of the way. Or if you celebrate Christmas, I know some people in the chat may not, etc. And Lionel's in. He's put big up, Fran. 5:25 here in Calais. Wow, Lionel's not messing around. Loves the football. Loves the football. And 5:25 in Calais. Hey, listen, what a place to be, eh? What a place to be. 12:30 over here, so we will see. So, as I said, Maguire, who's struggling at the moment, Lindelof, Eric Bayer as a 3 at the back. I think Maguire will be the central of that 3, to be honest. Wan-Bissaka wing-back, Shaw wing-back, 2 just in front. McTominay, who scored that goal against City many moons ago from a mistake. And then Fred, and then Bruno Fernandes just behind Mason Greenwood and Cristiano Ronaldo. Greenwood, spectacular. I love Greenwood. I've said it many, many times. He's the best English youngster, and how he's not in that England squad, I have no idea. Yeah, I do know, actually, due to politics and obviously negative tactics. Walker, Stones, Ruben Diaz, Cancelo. Very good back 4. Very, very good back 4. Then you've got probably the best 3 midfielders in the Premier League, Rodri, Gundogan, and Silva, and then De Bruyne as a false 9, Foden, and Jesus. Now, I'm not sure whether Mahrez is fit. He's on the bench, so I'm surprised that Mahrez or Sterling is not playing where Gabriel Jesus is playing. I've got to be honest. I'm very, very surprised in that. So we will see today. Man United cannot turn up the way they did against Liverpool. They will get battered if they play like that again. And Ollie will be under serious pressure if they don't put on a performance today. Losing, there's always going to be times you are going to lose in life, in football, in everything that you do. Even the best lose. It's how you lose. That's very important. It's how you lose. So they have to put on a performance today. Man City they've not done their usual Man City stuff. Let's be honest. They're not in free flow. I think once obviously Pep said Pep's going to be gone. He said that he's going to be going. I imagine they're desperately thinking who they're going to come in to do that. He's going to have a break, and then he's going to probably do Spanish international. We will see. But yeah, today's going to be a very good game. I think it's going to be high tempo. Man United know they need to be in Man City's faces. If you stand off Man City, unless you're a Chelsea who at times stood too far off, and one time they won and the second time they lost the 1-0 earlier in the season because they were too negative. If you're too negative against a Man City, you will get battered. However, if you're disciplined and it's a backs against the wall kind of performance and you grind out a result, it's a different way. But I'm not sure this Man United team are good enough to play that way when you play against Man City. I think they need to go toe-to-toe. And the lineup would suggest that they are going toe-to-toe, but you've got to get it right. You have got to get it right when you go toe-to-toe with these. So we've got a minute silence now. So we won't do a minute silence. You can do your minute silence in respect for memorial in England to do with the war, etc. They're clapping. They're not doing a minute silence. They're clapping. So that's why. If you're just tuned in and you're thinking, why are they clapping? That is why. In England, we have history when it comes to the war. Let's see, man. The Copa is saying this is going to be lit. What a match. Yeah. Listen, I think this is going to be a proper game. I don't think it's going to be a boring. Sometimes when you get the two big dogs, it's a bit boring. This is going to be a good game, people. You're going to see a different Man United today. And there's a chance that they could beat Man City today. Man City, as we know, don't have that out-and-out striker. Struggle at times when it comes to breaking teams down when it's very, very tight. We know they're the best footballing team. We know they've probably got the best players in the Premier League, etc., etc. They are frightening, but doesn't always mean that they're going to win every game. Look at PSG at the moment. They struggle to break teams down with the magician in their side as well. So Ronaldo will be up for this game big time. He wants to prove a point. He wants to prove a point that Man City basically pulled the plug and he went Man United. He wants to prove a point. So do be not surprised if he's hyped. Ruben Diaz and John Stones will make it very hard for Ronaldo. Very hard for Ronaldo. And Rodri, as we know, will kind of take care of Bruno Fernandes. And Kevin De Bruyne is slowly starting to get that form back that Kevin De Bruyne does. I see people, you know what makes me laugh about in football is he'll have a bad little spell, and all of a sudden they've lost this or they've lost that. You know, Kevin De Bruyne is one of the Premier League's best ever players. Let's be honest. He's just been a little bit injured and unfortunate, but he's back now, and we'll see how he does today. I definitely think, though, De Bruyne needs a centre forward to play with, and that's why he's kind of struggling at the minute, because he's the guy who gets the ball, likes to see a face, rather than when him's getting the ball, he's the furthest man forward. So Maguire needs a game today. Big game today, Maguire. He's been struggling. He has been struggling. Curved Glass, I'm actually excited to hear Fran's view on this big game. That's why we're here, and that's why we do the channel. We're not here to talk nonsense. We're here to educate each other on the game and what we think can be good and what cannot be good. That's what we're here for, people. Education. Informative education. Not a laugh. Well, we do have a laugh at times, but you know what I mean. Curved Glass, good support, great support as always. Early kickoff, people. Let's see that is going. Man City will be attacking the Stretford end. Full house, as always, at Old Trafford, as we know. One of the most supported teams in world football, taking the knee. Nice to see that everybody is taking the knee. And we go from there. Ronaldo looks like he's got some new pulls on his feet, some new Nikes. Don't know what they are. And we're underway, people. We are underway. Let's go. Can you hear the TV? Well, it's paused now, so you can't hear it now. Let me know if you can hear the TV, because you know sometimes what they're like with YouTube. You don't want to get the old what's going off here? You don't want to get the old copyright thing, do you? Can you hear that? Let me know if you can hear that, because I might have to turn it down a little bit, because I do like to hear a little bit of a volume. Right, let's see. Let's see how they go. Both teams, as always, will try and size each other up. What you're not going to get from Man City is Man City don't come out of the traps flying. They're not a team that like kind of always puts it on top of you. They'll just move the ball with tempo and with purpose. Oh, nice. So you can't hear it. Nice. They'll just move the game with intent and with purpose. I've played a couple of Vets games recently. I've done my hamstring, so I'm out for a while now. However, I've noticed that even as you get older, and when football games are going slow or not right, it's because you're not moving the ball quick enough. If you have a look at Man City, it's all about trying to move the ball quick. Diag to De Bruyne. Jesus will probably get a free kick. Oh no, Fred's going to wave it into Ronaldo. He'll be looking to prove a point. He gets the ball nicked. The temp. You know, one thing today, people, everyone was talking about Ronaldo. Now, Ronaldo is 36. He's conditioned himself unbelievably. Trains every day. Well, obviously, he trains every day. It's kind of hard to put weight on when you train every day anyway, at their intensity. However, he's a very, very, one of the world's best ever professional footballers. The pace of this game could be the one where Ronaldo comes a little bit unstuck. I don't know if you've noticed, he can't really beat a man anymore. It's all about creating opportunities for him, and that's what he needs to do. Man United need to make sure that they create opportunities for Ronaldo and not run around. Let him stay up top, do his bit. It looks like Silva's in the box, goes to Maguire. He goes to get, you know what Silva's like, trying to get it low center of gravity, tries to get it on his left, tries to whip it far net, not got it right. But there's those little, if you have a look now, little gap, look at that gap. Man United have got to be very careful that they did do that, because when they played Spurs, they condensed that area very much and caught them on the break. You have to do it against a Man City. Have to. Man City is starting high, as they do. Man City start high, and I always say start up. Maguire struggling a little bit here, puts his foot through it. Man City, and I think all teams should try and do it if they can. Obviously, not sometimes when you're playing against a Man City. Press as high as you can. And the reason that you need to press, when Arsenal do it, we look $1 million, is because when you win the ball, you're only 30, 35 yards away from the goal, which means the distance is a lot shorter to travel. Let's have a look. Walker's now in the middle of the pitch. That's the right back. What I love about Man City and what Pep and what Johan Cruyff and Barcelona and Xavi and Messi, Iniesta, this type of football, Ajax, etc., players are allowed to express themselves and go into areas of the pitch they wouldn't normally go. For example, Walker is a right back. If you watch most right backs today, they will literally just stay on the right. Walker went into the center of the park and became a center midfield then. And I understand it's because the players have got that much quality on the ball. So they can afford to do that. And they're brave enough to do that. Craig's in the building. Big up yourself. Ronaldo with the ball. No, it's not. Yeah, Ronaldo's got the ball now. He's not going to beat Walker for pace. He's got some new hush puppies on. Got some new little Nikes going on, Ronaldo. I'm not sure about them. Not sure about that. Big up, Fran. Had one of those mornings, had internet problems. Oh, listen, like you say, hey, listen, you know what I'm going to say? You can't control it. Don't get angry. Can't control it. All right? You can't control it. Unless it's your fault that it broke. This is Man United's best chance at the moment to score a goal as well, set piece. You've got Maguire, who's big, Lindelof, Ronaldo, Eric Bailly. Man City have only got, they've got Rodri, Stones, Diaz. And that was Maguire as well. Don't know if he's offside, but there you go. He's very dangerous from set pieces, Maguire. Let's have a look. Gets there first. Diaz switches off a little bit there. Yeah. That's a massive chance, I think. That's a big chance. Yeah, Man United, that's very, very tight in the middle at the minute. Very tight. You look, the distances between Ronaldo and Man United's back five. Look, it's only what? 30 yards? That's very important that they keep that. If you look at the line between Maguire and Ronaldo, 25, 30 yards, it's very important that they do that. However, they've got out Bernardo Silva's dragging Fred out to Walker, into De Bruyne. Don't need him to get half a yard. Goes with his left. Ooh, nearly drops to Foden. Foden's not been in this game yet. He's not been in this game at all yet. But you know what he's like when he gets into it? He's facing a tricky opponent because Wan-Bissaka is not the greatest defender, as in positional. However, Phil Foden is not going to beat Wan-Bissaka for pace or one-on-one. So it's just about movement. Walker with an unbelievable ball, and they've missed it. Unbelievable ball from Walker. What a ball from Walker. Oh, it's an own goal. They've scored an own goal, and it's Eric Bailly, 1-0. As you know, people, Man City are my second favourite team. So, wow. And you know what? They should have probably been 1-0 ahead because, and I'll tell you why, because the ball from Walker is absolutely incredible. This ball here, watch this. It's an incredible ball. And Gundogan's missed it completely. It's gone back out. It's gone back out. It's gone to, I think it's Cancelo. He's put it in and he's got to go for it, but it's an own goal. It's an own goal, people, very early on in this game. Oh, it's terrible. I've got to be honest, people. He's got all the time in the world. All the time in the world. He just lashed at it. He's just lashed. He's just lashed at it. It's bad defending. Is it true Arsenal are going for Vlahovic in 6? I don't know 100%. I've not really spoke to anyone about it outside of any agents or anything like that. Apparently, they've agreed with the club, but not on personal terms with the player. So I imagine if you're a bit scrappy from Man United, you don't want to give Man City a 1-0 lead 10 minutes into the game. Because we know they'll have all the ball. They'll have all the ball. There will be opportunities for Man United, but they'll have all the ball. Thing is with Man City is they're not like they were. Oh, Walker's just, they're not how they were a couple of seasons ago when they had the Agueros and the centre forwards. You know what I mean? Poor from Walker there. Didn't need to do. Yeah, poor from Walker there. Done the hard work. Now he's looking for an option. And when you don't have the centre forward to stretch, this is where Man City struggle. They have to go with a false nine. So nearly all the time, they come to feet. They need someone to get in behind. Jesus is not really quick. So I would have gone for a Sterling or a Mahrez, but he's not fancying a Sterling or a Mahrez this year, is he? De Gea struggling with his feet. Oh, I think it's Foden tries to keep inside. Lindelof, they could get ripped apart, these back three, by the way. Ronaldo goes up for there. Lands a little bit funny, I think. Looks like they're going to stop it. Fran, I really like speed athletes. How fast is Walker? Has he got rare speed? Yeah, Walker's a sprinter. As in, he could be a sprinter. When he was a kid, he could have been a sprinter. I mean, I was quick. But Walker, you know how they have these tests and they say people are faster. Walker's the fastest player in the Premier League, and I'd bet my bottom dollar on that. Like, he's the fastest player. Still at now, he's 30, right? He's absolutely lightning. He's a sprinter. I bet when he was mid-20s, early 20s, he was doing 100 meters in under 11, I think. 10 to 11, I believe. Maybe just under, because I remember I was doing 11 and Walker looks quicker than what I was when I was younger. But yeah, he's got to definitely be doing it 11s, 100 meters at 11, still at the age of 30. Yeah, he's a sprint, absolute rapid. Theo Walcott was another one. Ridiculous speed. Ridiculous speed. I love speed. That's why I like teams that high press, high intensity. I love speed. He's kind of gone out of the game because people are told how to play. Fred struggling a little bit. It is a free kick. It's a free kick. Bruno Fernandes, little skip around the corner. Just looking at these boots that they're wearing. I don't know if I'm a fan of them. Sam's put, imagine conceding within 5 minutes with a back seven. I know, unbelievable. And they ain't got no centre forward. He's out of position, isn't he? Eric Bailly's not played enough football, so he's out of position. When defenders normally score own goals, when they're running back towards their own goal, they're normally out of position. And that's why they've had to rashly, like, just swing a leg at it and it could go anywhere. Because they know that they can't get back to stop the cross in case the centre forward pops it in. So they have to be desperate. Or Foden's just twisted Bruno Fernandes. He's got three around him. What he's not going to do is beat Wan-Bissaka for pace, but he'll beat you with intelligence. He's just got the ball there. Oh, they tried it again. Fred to Bruno, pops it out to Ronaldo. Ronaldo doesn't want to be that deep, that's for sure. Bruno Fernandes out to Shaw, but Jesus gets it back. Enter KDB. Ooh, KDB needs a centre forward. KDB needs a centre forward. It's the best way that he plays. Sheets of Metal, good morning all the way from the Maryland. Love that. Good morning, friend. Watching from Maryland, USA. Big shout out to Sheets of Metal. I don't know what time it is over there. I know in Cali, it's about 5:45 in the morning, something like that. Possession-wise, at Old Trafford. Not many people will be surprised. Man City, 72%. And 1-0 up as well. No, I saw Walcott many times, did my head in, no brain whatsoever. Yeah, speedboat, no driver. There's plenty of them like that. Adama Traore is another one. It'd be interesting to see who's the quickest out of Adama Traore and Kyle Walker, actually. That would be a race enough. That would be a race. Those two are probably the fastest in the Premier League. Man City controlling this game. 8:45 in Maryland. Looks different from Cali. In America's that big, I forget. They have their own different clocks. Walker, Jesus. I'm surprised he's out there, Jesus, you know. I'm surprised it's not a Sterling or a Mahrez. Very surprised. Ronaldo will hardly touch the ball in this game. And Greenwood, but they will get an opportunity. You always get an opportunity in football. Of course you do. They will get an opportunity. I hope everyone has had a great week, by the way, and I know it's early on a Saturday. Again, you may be Christmas shopping if you celebrate Christmas, time with the family, your hobbies, etc. So I understand if, oh, De Bruyne looking for that Foden one. Foden's got great movement, great intelligence. De Bruyne's got it deep, and he's gone for that one just around the defender, over the top of Eric Bailly, in between Bailly and Wan-Bissaka. But he's just overcooked it, See, I've seen this thing today about Gareth Southgate doesn't pick Greenwood, and they've got an agreement or something with him and his family, or needs to play for, I don't know what it is. How he is not in the England team, I have no idea. Today's going to be a tough game, but he's the best English young striker. I would arguably say play him just as a striker, and he would be second to Kane, because Kane's not going to get dropped. Play him down the middle. Another 5-0 today, Fran Janssen reckons. Oof. See, the last time they played, I think they lost 2-0, Man City. But that's down to, oh, it's a free kick. It's a free kick. That's down to, if Man United take the lead in this game, it's going to be hard for them to break down. But when City take the lead, you're going to have to come out of your holes to get a goal. And that's what City want. City want you to come out of your holes. So normally when City take the lead, they normally win that game because the opposition have got to come out of their rear guard, and that's where Man City will tear you to bits. Forever why it's 0-0 or forever why City are losing, they find it hard to break teams down without that big centre forward now. Could be, it's a great ball from Kevin De Bruyne. So these boots, what everyone's got on, is like a blue and a neon illuminous yellow. And I imagine they're going to come out in all different ranges. So it looks like they've got the Mercurials, the Superflies. It looks like they've got each range. I'm going to have a look now on Pro Direct. Let me have a look now. Action areas. Look at the action areas. Wow. Ooh, nearly late. And you were pressing. Don't get me wrong, they're pressing. They've got to, but say with this team, they say, look, see, can you hear the Man United fans? Man United fans will not allow them to sit off. You need to press them. They want to be entertained. Are you not entertained? That's my favorite film, by the way, Gladiators. They want to be entertained. Theatre of dreams, they call it. Man City are just walking around at the moment, running this game. New Nike Football Recharge, they're called. These blue and neon. Just seen them on Pro Direct. Oh. Free kick, that. Free kick. Here we go, people. Right then. So Janssen saying, no, just asking how you think. Oh, how I think it will go. Janssen reckons it will finish about 3-1 City. See, the problem, you see, the thing is with City, City will break you down. City score goals, okay? What happens is with City, and evidently more so this season, and last season at times, but they won. I'm feeling this new win of Nike ball, by the way. Looks decent. What City do is, they dominate games and they have so many half chances. Without that centre forward, they're not prolific. They're not prolific. And then you allow the other team to get half a chance. And you know football, it could be a ricochet. It could be a one that should be offside, but it's not. It could be a goalkeeper mistake, anything. And then all of a sudden it's 1-1 and Man United are back in this game. I mean, the way Man United, look at Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Man United have got 10 players on the edge of their 18-yard box. 10 players to try and break this down, because I know Man City want to obviously do triangles and thread it through little gaps, but this is, look at this here. I love that. It's tricky to say, you know, even though they took the lead, this one is tricky to say. I ride every Saturday to sharpen my appetite, now cooking sweet and sour and listening to the boss. I love that. Love that. You know, I was looking at today, Mrs. won't let me get it yet, can't afford it, need some more pennies in the bank. But, you know, the Peloton bikes, and then you pay the thing where you can bike at home, because in England, we don't get a lot of good weather to bike. That's for sure. So maybe just behind me, in the corner somewhere, I can move it, get the Peloton bike, get the screen, and just beast on the Peloton and keep me fit, because I'm not on a lot of fitness now because pulled my hamstring. Not a massive fan of running anymore because of your joints or whatever. So I thought, you know, a Peloton bike, spinning class at home would be good. You don't want to start putting weight on. So maybe I'll get some. Maybe I'll get one next year. We'll see how YouTube. I'll treat myself if I get to 5,000 subscribers. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do, people. I'll treat myself as a reward, because you should always reward yourself, whether it's big, whether it's small. You should always reward yourself when you achieve things. But love that, cooking some sweet and sour. Good man. Friend, don't forget Bamford and Watkins. Laugh at that. What a joke. How are they ahead of Greenwood? Like, I find it's pure political why Greenwood is our best English young striker. Like, couldn't tell you. I think it's crazy, but I've been in the game that long. I understand that this happens. Politics after politics after politics. One plays for Man United and can find the back of the net on a regular basis and is a proper goal scorer. The other one plays for Leeds and is a championship centre forward and did all right for Leeds. And the other one is Ollie Watkins, who plays for Aston Villa, who just runs off the shoulder like. That's a free kick. He's offside as well. Ronaldo's offside, but that's a free kick. De Bruyne is not happy. Yeah, strange one. Sheets of metal. Random question. We all love random questions. Here we go. Have you read Sun Tzu, The Art of War? I haven't, but I have heard about it. I tried to see some of the tactics discussed in the book seen on Prem games. Interesting. Yeah, I have heard about that book, but someone told me to read it a while ago, but it's not a book that I've brought. I've got a list of books that, listen, I must have a list of about 50 books, and I've still got 3 here that I'm in and out of now, in between the Bible, because I've restarted that, and I've still got 3 there, which I need to do, and then I've got this list. Yeah, it's crazy, but I'm sure it's on my list. Someone's mentioned that book. United can't get a touch of the ball. Yeah, you're playing Man City. Man City is so good. Pure politics in the national team. Politics in football as a whole, from academy football, from Sunday League grassroots under sixes all the way up to the English national team. Politics everywhere in football, just like the workplace. Subconscious minds, conscious minds making bad decisions. You know, there's a thing that I started watching. I don't know if anyone's watched it. Oh, he skips past McTominay. It's terrible. He's not enough numbers. He's going to have to go edge of the box, come back. De Bruyne drives it across. Ooh, you know, Kaepernick at NFL. He's got something on Netflix. Just started watching it, and it's funny how people we got race problems all over the world. I'm not going to go into that on YouTube channels, etc. But subconscious racism and stereotypical racism is what's the problem in the world, and people don't think they're being racist when they say these things or do these things, but they are. So if you've not watched that, go and watch that. Color Black and White, Kaepernick on Netflix. Just started it, so it's about when he was a kid and the things what would have happened to you if you are of color, or witnessed it if you're not of color. You know. I'm a Villa fan, and Watkins is average at best. Listen, I like him, Sam. I'm not going to say I don't like him. I like him, but he just reminds me of the typical centre forward that kind of comes through the leagues. Even like Jamie Vardy, like off the cuff, off the shoulder, get your goals. You know, I don't know, they lack something else. Now, Vardy's done extremely well because it's perfect for him at Leicester, extremely well. But Greenwood has that other thing, come through the academy. Greenwood's a special talent. What's Fred doing? Greenwood is a special talent. And we ruin special talents in this country. That's the problem. We ruin them. So we need to figure out a way of how to express and allow our kids to express themselves, and don't put restrictions and chains on them. You know, it's just wrong. Just let them play. How he's not in the England squad, right? I have no idea. And no one can tell me anything about this and that and opinions. If you've got eyes and a brain, you can clearly see that Greenwood needs to be playing need to be in the England squad. All you need is eyes. That's it. So there's certain things I understand where people are saying, yeah, but opinions, come on. Sometimes you blatantly know that it's not to do with an opinion. It's to do with a simple fact is someone just don't like that person. Come on. Come on. Fan thoughts on Xavi. Delighted for him. Absolutely delighted. Delighted for Barcelona. My favorite foreign team. Delighted. It's going to be a test, but he's probably going to bring something. He's going to bring a brand of football back as well. That's what they're missing. Koeman can't bring that brand of football, can he? Barcelona has to be a certain type of manager. Someone who has played in that team for that long, played in that manner, you know. So I'm delighted. I'm delighted. Look at Sancho, ruined at the moment. Look at Sancho. Now, Sancho, I had my reservations. I don't get ahead of players at all, because I've seen the best players I've ever seen never produce, and I've seen some of the worst players I've ever seen go on to have great careers. So here we are. Wan-Bissaka to Bruno Fernandes. He wants to do that first time, doesn't he? But it's a bit too back to him. Goes to the outside of Maguire. No, is that Maguire? Yeah, Maguire's well up the pitch. He needed to get up the pitch. That was the problem. It took him 25 minutes to get up the pitch. One thing Man City won't do, Man City won't overcrowd. They'll just defend as normal. And it gives you an opportunity, just like you've seen there, Ronaldo. It's a good save. You've seen Ronaldo there. He's got half a yard. Which I'm surprised they allowed him that much room. It's way too much room for a player of Cristiano Ronaldo's caliber. So it's a standard save in the end, but he's got lucky because he's parried it out to Greenwood. But like you say, Sancho, you know, I said, listen, we just got to wait to the Premier League and see how he does. And now look, he's come in. He doesn't suit the way Man United play. I thought they was desperate for a right-sided player. Doesn't even play. Because Ollie doesn't even play that way. You know, now look, out of the team, it's going to do his confidence no good, you know. Yeah, you know, Pep, people like this. So I think Xavi will do well. He'll get these players back to what they're best at. They've not got nowhere near the squad. And then what you probably have next year when they can afford it, if they want whatever, before then. Do not be surprised if you see Messi back there as player assistant, something like that. Because Messi can just play centre mid until he's about 40 and just run the game. Do not be surprised. I think he'll go back to Barcelona, Messi will, and I think he'll play at Barcelona again. I honestly do think he will play at Barcelona again. He said he would play for free, but you can't do that in the Spanish league. You're not allowed to play for free. You can only play for 50% cut, apparently. I was told yesterday. So you actually can't play for a team for free, which is crazy. 27 minutes gone. It's been a good game, people. United have just decided to press 10, 15 yards, and they've done it. There you go. Get up 10, 15 yards. You can't stand up. If you stand off against any good team, any good player, any half decent player, you will get played around. Now, United have decided to press. However, if one section presses and the other ones don't, Man City will bop you. Man City will bop you. Leon's put, I thought Sancho was going to be good at United. His confidence is shot. Definitely a confidence player. Listen, I thought he was going to be good, but I knew it was never going to be rosy how it was in Dortmund. It's a short. Ollie plays a completely different way. Foden's in here. He looks like he's beat the offside trap. His movement is excellent. Back to the box. De Bruyne. Take to Jesus. Has he saved it? What a save. What's Wan-Bissaka doing? What is Wan-Bissaka doing? Wow. Is that a good save or is that a bad miss? I think it's half and half, innit? Decent save, decent effort, but that's the thing with Man City. If you don't press, remember I just said, if you don't press as a team, if you've not been working on that press all week against Man City, they'll pick holes. Wan-Bissaka didn't know what to do. Edge of the box. Oof. Cancelo strikes it. De Gea hits it over. He thinks he should have caught that, and I think he's got to catch that. Enjoyed your recent vlog. You make me chuckle, Fran. Hey, listen, which one? The Green Mine one or the one where I went away to Swansea? I'm a funny guy, you know. I don't know if anyone's seen it yet. Now, I relate to someone like Kanye a lot. It's kind of the way I'm not as deep as him. Nowhere near as deep, but some of the things that he say and the way he lives, I resonate with the way that he is. Obviously, I ain't got $9 billion, nowhere near. I wish I had not even $1 million, not even 100 grand. Never mind that. However, if you've not seen it, go and watch the interview with Nori on Revolt. Very, very good interview. It's 2 hours long. You can skip through it. But yeah, I get a lot of jokes the way that I am from Kanye's and other people. Yeah, I like to have a laugh. I'm serious, but I like to have a laugh with myself a lot of the time. Hope all is well. Social's in the building. Hope you are, mate. I thought you was doing your Christmas shopping or something like that, Social, to be honest. I didn't see you in the chat. The away vlog. Yeah, it was good. It was a peaceful one down Swansea at the coast. Our coasts in England are probably the worst coasts in the world. And not very admirable, that's for sure. But it's nice, fresh air. The little things in life, that's the main thing. The little things are the most important things most of the time that we kind of walk past and ignore. It wasn't really a long one at all because I didn't get a lot of footage on that one, to be honest, especially at the game. The game was I was high up, wasn't a lot of footage. You can't film the games, etc., as you know, for copyright reasons. That's a big, you know, that chance for Jesus for me changes the game again, don't it? Changes the game. Next Amazon film, Fran stand-up. Oh, it'll be jokes. We get you in the crowd. That'd be class, wouldn't it? Imagine. Saving Private Ollie. Yeah, listen. I thought they did well against Spurs. I got to be honest. They pressed high. They condensed the center of the pitch. The midweek game, they did well, but I thought Atalanta were very, very naive. This is the big test for them. This is to see where Ollie is at the moment. It really is. Wan-Bissaka there, though, got away with a lot. Got away with a lot. I can tell you that. Pep said he's going. You know, when someone tells you they're going 2 years before they're going, I mean, it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? It's a bit of a strange one, but I like that. Listen, I'll be going in a couple of years. I'm going to do what I can. If he wins the Champions League, he wins it. Does it make him not a good coach? No, I think that's nonsense in my opinion. However, it will help to shut a lot of people up who talk about that stuff. I'll tell you what did make me laugh the other day. So Jack Wilshere is now on TalkSport. As you know, if you played in the top level, here we go. Oh, nearly a second own goal from Lindelof. If you've played Premier League, you walk into Premier League media work. It's how it is. If you know, so you need to, whatever you're familiar with, that's what you walk into. Anyway, Jack Wilshere has gone into, he's hardly touched him there. Jack Wilshere's gone into now. He can't get a club, so he's on the radio, and I'm not sure whether he's mocking everyone or what he's saying, but some of the things that he says, I genuinely think that he's lost his marbles. He said David Moyes is in the same tier as Pep and Klopp. Now, I don't know. I don't care. Gabriel Jesus. Oh, great defending from Maguire. Jesus is not going to beat you one-on-one, is he? That's the thing. They're just allowing him to do whatever. De Gea's had 3 saves. Wow, watch this. De Bruyne, no backlift. Touch, bang. He's thinking, how has he managed to save that? Because there's no backlift. Normally, it's the backlift that gives the goalkeeper the indication of where you're going to shoot. Ronaldo's screwing and moaning his face. He's not used to this. He'll be fuming as well. You know he wanted to sign for City, mate. He'd have scored 40 goals at City. Could be another one. Springs it across. De Gea again. Is that De Gea? Mate. I don't know what De Bruyne has done there. I think he thinks that De Gea's on one, mate. He's going mad. He can't believe he's having to make so many saves. Kid's been peppered. What's he saying? 350 appearances. Lost his way a little bit, didn't he? De Gea. Bruno Fernandes. I keep seeing his thing, but Bruno Fernandes is better than Kevin De Bruyne. I'm like, surely you don't watch football enough. Like, you know me, I'm always trying to get a balanced argument, but some of them are just you're being biased if you don't think that. Like, I think it's obvious when some players are better than other players. It's a great tackle from Wan-Bissaka in the end. Fred gives the ball away. Man City. Kevin De Bruyne is having a little bit of a field day out there. He's having a day trip with his friends. He's going to have his packed lunch in a minute. He's going to get a packed lunch in a minute, De Bruyne, the way that he's playing. He's just strolling around a little bit. Give him the ball. Pop it off. De Gea versus Man City. That's what it is at the moment. It's exactly what it is at the minute. Exactly what it is. Goes short, Foden, Gundogan. Foden lifts it up with his weak foot. Wow. Ronaldo and Greenwood have just camped in. Just camped in. That look from CR7 was, I know. You see, CR7 is a winner, a proper winner. Like, it doesn't matter about his age. He's a winner. Everything that he does, he wants to win at. And that's good. For him, it's obsessive. He's become obsessed with it. And I'm sure there's many areas in Ronaldo's lives where he's not happy with, and people are not happy with him because he's so obsessed with being a winner. That comes at a big cost. However, when he looks around and he sees other players with certain mentalities, he must be thinking, what is going on? I'm playing with people who are not winners. Oof. Greenwood back now. I mean, the centre forwards are having to come back to the edge of their 18-yard box to win the ball. It's a bad sign. Bad sign. Mum was like, yeah. He's like, what the, you know what? Yasser's in the building. He's put, love you, friend. My kids enjoy your videos. Big shout out to Yasser, the family, and the kids. I hope they are all well, and blessings from above. I hope they are all well. And I hope they're having a good weekend, whatever they will be doing today. Any plans? What are you doing at the weekend? I imagine you'll be watching this and you'll be watching the game tomorrow. Anything in between, Yasser and the kids? Big shout out to the kids. Hope the kids are all right. It's been a decent half of football. I've got to be honest. Like you say, Man City have dominated play as expected. Man United have struggled to get out. They have tried to press, but quickly realised that if you don't press as a whole, good feet from McTominay, if you don't press as a whole team, you're going to get bopped off. And you've seen there at times when they get the ball, they struggle a little bit because Greenwood and Ronaldo are having to come so far back to get involved in the game because they're just left up top on a desert island on their own with no water supply. So, and that's down to the way that Man City play. But Man City won't worry. They'll just do their thing. And if Man United score by a good piece of play, then they'll move on, you know, and they'll try and get it right. But Man United have been very lucky that it's only 1-0. Very, very lucky that it's only 1-0. it wasn't for De Gea, it'd be 3 or 4 zip. See, that's the thing. When they played Liverpool, oh, look at Silva. What a player. McTominay finally made a tackle, and now he's looking for options. That's the problem. They don't have any options. He's won the ball. He's had to have 5, 6 touches. Ooh, that's not a foul. They've got away with one there. Fred has. He's got away with one. Hi, David. He's put, even though De Gea is world class, even the best players need to rotate because it's human behavior to get tired. And with too many games in a row without rest will lead to avoidable and unnecessary injuries. True. I do believe, though, I mean, we used to play 2 games a week on heavier pitches, on part-time physios. Obviously, it became full-time. On part-time masseurs, on no nutritionists, no personal chefs. For me, they have everything to be fit as a fiddle. For me, the mental side of it is the one that I think players get tired because the expectation, because even at lower level football and at this, the pressure and the expectation and the whole world watching you, or 5,000 fans or 10,000 fans or whatever it may be, is it's a mental sacrifice. That's a big thing. Wan-Bissaka should be in here. Ronaldo drives it across. Save. Looks like he's offside, though. His eyes lit up there. His eyes lit up. So I think, and the point, David, I think I agree with you there, is the squads that are that big, you can afford to rotate. You can afford to rotate. So even more so now than ever. I guess Ronaldo's commitment to perfection is heavily influenced by poverty and death of his father. 100%. He wouldn't, you know what? Wrong for me to say 100%. Okay. But poverty, probably being bullied, you know, he had loads of spots. He wasn't the best looking kid, and all these little things that we all know about and may have gone through as children, childhood, that kind of motivates us. And he's obsessed with winning. He's obsessed with this. There will be other parts in his life, like I say, inevitable, through when you study self-development or whatever, religion or whatever you're into, you will know that there's always a sacrifice when you're that way. And it's very hard to get the balance. And it'll be interesting to see if that ever comes out, you know, because it normally does when they're, you know, Michael Jordan was saying about it. You know, Michael Jordan, one of the greatest, if not the greatest athlete of all time. He was saying the way that he is. And it's only when they retire that you start to sit down and see. When I retired, it took me 5 years after retirement to figure out what journey I'd just been through from a childhood to 32. It was eye-opening. So with Ronaldo, he's after he retires, and we're going to hear some serious stories about his journey, and I bet it'll be fascinating. That's saying thanks, Fran, means a lot. We are going air hop. Is that supposed to say airport? I'm not sure. Today, no, I think air hop is that something like where the kids can bounce around or whatever. Today, I'm resting tomorrow before these guys go to school on Monday. Right? Okay. Air hop sounds like maybe one of those things where the kids bounce around. Fran, only 2 things you get on an island. What would it be? Fran, you only get 2 things you get on an island. What would it be? Me, a Swiss nice army knife and a firelighter. 2 things on an island. I imagine you're not talking about family, okay? So 2 items. I mean, you know you're going to need a knife of some sort because you're going to have to change it into a tool to defend yourself, catch food, chop things down. Yeah, I would agree. They're the 2 things that I need. They're the 2 things that I'm going to survive. Yeah, I would pick those. I'd pick those sheets of metal, 100%. With those 2 things, I know I can obviously build. Corner from Foden. Let's see what's going in now. Should be at least 3-0 up, but they're not. Corner from Foden. Comes out to Walker. They've dealt with it quite well, Man United. Eric, but no point in putting balls into the box for, oh, what's he doing? No point in putting balls into the box. Ronaldo gives it away for what? Jesus, Kevin De Bruyne, and Phil Foden to win headers. That's not going to happen. They need to keep doing what they're doing. It's a Man City have been by far the best team in the first half. Big up, Fran. I'm at work. How's the game going? Yeah, thanks for popping in, Sports Genius. Hope work is going well. Man City have easily by far been the best team in the first half. Man United have hardly got out of their half. They want to press because they've got Ronaldo and Greenwood, but then the rest of them are not fit enough. I wouldn't even say fit enough. The rest of them are not clued on enough from the back to press. So they've been caught out a couple of times. And Man City have just done what Man City do, played the game at their own pace, and it should be probably 3. If it wasn't for De Gea, it would be 3 or 4-0. They'll just move the ball around like they are now, little triangles. And that's the problem. You've seen Greenwood went to close the centre half back. And then the midfielder behind him was Spear, and McTominay or Fred or Bruno Fernandes was nowhere near that midfielder. That takes it on the back foot. He can now get out. And then Man City have had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 passes. And before you know it, they'll be on the edge of the box. And here they are. And that all comes from Greenwood pressing and no one pressing from behind him. And if a goal comes from this, that's where it starts, people. And they scored. They've scored. Tell you what, people. I tell you what, I should be a coach or a manager. The amount of times that happens. And there's your commentaries, eh? There is your commentary just before halftime. I'm just saying about if you don't press as a unit, Man City will get out and punish you. And as we're sat here talking about it, scruffy goal, but way too easy. And that all starts, people, like I say, all starts, it won't go back that far, but it all starts from them getting out deep in their own half because Man United did not press. Be interesting to see that go over. And it's sloppy. They think it's going out. It's not going out. Shaw leaves it. Bernardo Silva's in behind him. Shaw leaves bad defending. He's looking at someone. I don't know who he's looking at. I wonder if Maguire says leave it. Because he looks straight at Maguire. Wow. De Gea, that's a terrible defending. There you go, people. If you're going to coach or you want to sit with your mates and have whatever you may drink, a beer or whatever, and you say, listen, this is why this happens. I learned it on FFTV. This could be a bad day for Man City, Man United. If Man City get the third, half time, Ronaldo will be fuming. Own goal and a lack of, out of all the play, by the way, though, people, an own goal and a mistake of switching off is how they've been broken down, which surprises me. It's a big surprise. Big surprise. Yes, it's a playground where kids play back. Yeah, decent now. And have a good time. Yeah, Express. We've got one near us. The little one's not been to that one. One in the bigger city has. Homer Simpson's son, I will never doubt you again. There you go, people. There you go. You can't doubt us. You can't doubt us. I'm surprised at that. Good half of football, people. I thought it was a good half of football. It's a relaxed one. We don't need to get angry or frustrated because it's not Arsenal. Suppose, friend, do you have a home gym? If not, how do you find time to exercise? Hey, listen, I wish I had a home gym. That would be if I ever got to the level where I could afford a house, a big enough house to have a home gym. That is probably one of the first things that I will do if I ever get the opportunity, if I'm blessed with that, to create a nice gym, because my wife likes working out. I like working out. However, fitting in the time of going gyms and things like that. And you know what? I have a lot of time on my hands. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't. I have a lot of time on my hands. Recently, I've just got a little bit comfortable and not really done it. I've now pulled my hamstring, which is a nightmare. But I do need to be doing more at the gym. I was doing 5K a morning, only for a short period of time. And then I did my hamstring. So I couldn't really do that with some weights. The best way to do exercise, and the only time, is you can do things from home like Insanity, Max Insanity 30, Max 30, which is good, like 30 minutes of very high intensity training. Get yourself a yoga mat, etc. If you want to do that. Now, I know it's hard, but going to the gym is a lot harder than maybe doing something at home, because going to the gym, if it's cold at times, trying to get motivated, driving there, walking there, it's a whole 2-hour process. So to find a 2-hour process in the gym time, it's hard to fit in your day. Even me, who I'm at the moment, just trying to do as much YouTube as I can, and studying some other stuff. So I'm trying to use this time to improve, taking a risk really, but just improve me as a person and see where that takes me. And even that time is hard for me to do workout, which it shouldn't be. It's down to my discipline, blocking times. When I write down things in the morning, I should be blocking a time for going to the gym. But I would suggest trying to do something before the day starts, which is very hard, but I found it easier once I got going to do my 5:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30 to 6 workouts. And it really, really helps you improve as a person as well. Your discipline will improve. Your mindset will improve. So if you can, I'm not sure if you work nights or you work too early in the morning, but if you can, try and do it in the morning. Try and do everything before 12 or 1 o'clock, because we have decisional fatigue later on in the day, which means the work that we didn't really want to do, we won't do later on in the day. It's very hard to go gym after work, or it's very hard to do certain things. And so try and do everything before 12 and 1 o'clock. If you're at work, get all the hardest things out of the way. At gym, you're reading, you're meditating, whatever it may be, you prep, everything before 12, 1 o'clock. The rest of the day then kind of seems all right, and you're done then. They did say a survey that you can do your whole day's work in 4 hours if you just concentrate on it. Turn your phone off and do your whole day's work in 4 hours. The rest of the day is then up to you. So there actually is a book called The 4-Hour Work Week, which is quite hard to think, but if you're interested, you may have seen this, by Tim Ferriss, 4-Hour Work Week, and it's quite a good book to try and get things. I mean, he's a CEO and things like that, but he does things like doesn't answer voicemails until certain times of the day, or even certain days of the week. Things like that. Don't answer WhatsApps instantly and text messages and things like that. There's an app called, what's it called, where it blocks your social media for certain times of the day, which is quite good. So loads of little tips you can do to try and help you people. Oh my God, top form. I imagine you came, went away, and then you've seen the score. Sheets of Metal's predicted 4-2 City. Interesting. It could well be. Fran, suggestions for you. Being supple at age 40 is more beneficial than being fit. True. What was this thing I was on about? And it was on about how we do the normal movements, but we don't do the other movements that are going to help us later on in life. So yoga, things like that. So I do yoga every Tuesday with my wife, and that really helps. And my family member, stepmom, was saying Tai Chi. Maybe Tai Chi is something that I'm going to try and get into. So like you say, there's so many things that you can do to improve and get this right, because this is the key. And try and fit it in. It's all about, I would suggest a lot of time as well, make sure you work on you more than anything else. Too many people in this world work for other people and forget about themselves. You have to work on you, and then your partner, your kids will benefit from that, rather than the other way around, which we've all been guilty of, Fran, I wake up at 4 a.m., drive to work. I'm not motivated to go to any gym morning things. Yeah, so it's tough for you if you're getting up at 4:50 and going to work at 5. I mean, you'd have to be out the house for 3:30 in the morning. That's tough. So what time do you get back from work, Sheets? Do you have is there a gym at workplace? Is there anything like that? It's tough to get it in. I would suggest starting off by doing a 20-minute workout at some time in the day. just do 20 minutes. And very good things like that are 20-minute kettlebell sessions. If it's all about losing weight, 20-minute cardio session like a max 30, things like that. Just 20 minutes. I'll start with 20 minutes and then build from there. And then you'll get in the vibe. But 20 minutes is better than no minutes. 15 minutes is better than no minutes. Because your health, you've got to look after your health. You know, we're all guilty about your health, what you put in your system, what you drink. Like I only drink teas, coffees, and water. Very, very rare do I ever have alcoholic drink. And very rare do I have like even takeaways or fried food. Never have fried food, really. So it's very important as we get older that we need to be more cautious, of course, you know. So just little things. Punching bag is good. Yeah, hard work in it, punching the bags for minute on, minute off. Oof. Yes, it's easy to go to the basement in your house. I have some things, but it all comes down to money to get equipment. True, but you don't need equipment. You know, you've got your laptop. Go on there, type in max insanity 30, daily motions on there, cardio workout, press up workout. That's all you need on your phone. Put it on the side and just do it. And that's actually harder than your weights. Skipping, all these little things that will just help you start. Just start. Honestly, just start. It's the hardest part. I've been out of sync for a long, long time when it comes to the gym. And then I've got injured as I was trying to do something. I wanted to do the, what they called, a long distance marathon thing. So like 50 miles. I was booked on to do that. Couldn't do it because something was wrong with my calf. I've never done 50 miles ever before. So, you know, little things. But that, the Green Mind, so my Green Mind channel, the other channel, where we speak about just things in life. One of them is going to be health, for sure, because I think it's very important to work on health. Probably the most important thing. This week, I'm going to speak about relationships, the kind of relationships we need to have around us. And then next time we do it, we'll do on Green Mind. We'll do a health one, because I want Green Mind to be built as a website, as a blog, which gives you nutritional ideas, which gives you fitness ideas, a place, a forum, a group where people can reach out and speak to things. And like you say, the mental health thing, I've got a degree in psychology, but I'm not a psychologist as such. I'm not a doctor. I've personally never really had to deal with mental health to a certain degree. I just want it to be a place where people are not scared to talk about the everyday things, because mental health now can be very small. It can be very, very big. And I think if we've got a place where everyone can go and just reach out, and then we'll start to build from there and do like a small membership thing on there where people can just get all the advice and guidance that they need for a healthier way of living. You know, I think it's very, very important that we do that, because it doesn't seem there's a lot of people that do it, but I don't see a lot of stuff for men. And also maybe the people that are doing these platforms, people can't relate to. So I thought it'd be quite good to try and relate with everyone. So should be good. Eventually we'll do that. It's a 2022 project. A lot would need doing, and resources, which I don't have at the moment. So we will see. Roy Keane is fuming. I bet he's fuming. Absolutely fuming. There are some really good mobile apps for body weight. Yeah, there's some good ones. Just get on an app, get in your floor, in your bedroom, and do little bits. For my mental health, I buy street people a dinner at least once a week. I feel great after. Well, they always say giving is the best. You know, it's the best reward you'll ever give. I mean, when you buy someone food in the town centers, it's just an instinct thing. You get a message, don't you? You know, buy that person some food or breakfast or whatever it may be, or sandwich, meal deal, whatever it may be. And you don't know when it's going to be. You don't do it to everyone that you walk past. And the rest of that day makes you feel $1 million. I did a thing a couple of times where I sleep on the floor. You might think, what? Are you going crazy? It's very hard now at this one because we've got a new mattress. But sleep on the floor for the night and appreciate that people have to sleep on the floor. These little things. Go a week without your favorite things. It's all good exercises, but that's something that we will grow. on Green Mind. So that will help you. If you're not subscribed to that one, go and subscribe to that one. It really will help people. I did 400 knuckle press-ups yesterday. Usually I can do about 800. That's what I mean. Beasting. Arsenal for life is beasting. My hands would be killing if I did that. Friend, do you think exercising and diet cures many mental health problems? Do we confuse feeling down as being sick? Like you say, I've had people in my family who have had mental health issues. I have a friend, a very good friend, etc., etc. And the cure for nearly most things is exercise, diet, and the things basically, the things you put in yourself, the things you say to yourself are the main parts of mental health. Some people have illnesses, as in psychiatric problems, etc. But you've got to remember, without getting too deep, most mental health is triggered by events which are then compounded by self-talk, self-beliefs. And the mind stays within that negative mindset, which creates bigger problems. By self-development reading, so you're aware of certain things, by meditating, by sacrificing, by exercise, by diet, it will send you a hell of a long way to deal with any negative, traumatic mental problems that people have. If you go to any retreat, any doctor, anyone, they always say that being active, because the brain needs to be active, and what you eat and what you read are probably what you consume are the three main elements. You shouldn't, the news, for example, if you ever noticed that all the news is bad, just stay away from those types of things. Stay away from anything really that is going to create an obstacle or take you further away from where you need to be. So mental health can be classed as very small or very large. But my opinion to do that, whenever I felt on the verge of, giving up or what's happening with my life, or no money, things like that, I've always quickly just decided that I will not allow those thoughts to overpower where I need to be. And I've got it out of my system, whether that's sat in a room and drank myself to oblivion. The next day I've slapped myself in the face and quickly said, I can't afford to do that. So everybody's different. It's a very touchy subject. They're just skills that I think that, because we all go through similar things, mainly. But I think being aware of those things and pushing yourself, and really believing in what you want to do will send you a long way. But it's a very, very huge industry, and I want to make that. I would love to do a podcast every single day about that and get some ex-footballers who have struggled, Marines, Army, general people, authors. That would be a dream. But again, we will see what the Lord wants me to do. We will see. I hope that helps. Friend, do you know why some people sensitive to touch? Friend, do you know why some people sensitive to touch? I'm not sure what you mean. Yes, sir. Chris is coming in building. He's put afternoon. She that must be obeyed have the things she requested done for her. I have now escaped. Here you go. There you go. He's now escaped. Ruby's telling him he can't stay here all afternoon. Sancho coming on. Sancho's coming on. Ex-Man City. Isn't that really interesting? Now, this kid has hardly played this year. Hardly played. Now, he knows that Sancho is going to want to make a big point in this game. It's a psychological thing. Sancho left Man City. They didn't really pull out the stops for him to stay. They didn't want him back on first refusal. So he has got a huge point to prove in this game. So you do not be surprised if the tables start to turn in this game. Sancho plays the best game he's played in Man City colours and Ronaldo scores. Do not be surprised, people. Do not be surprised. It's a psychological, physical mindset thing. That does, however, boil down to how Man City approach this half as well. 2-0, as you know, in football is never the best score. That's not a free kick. He's won the ball. That's not a free kick. He's won the ball. Chris has put 2-0. Have they battered them? Listen, it should be 5. De Gea. They battered them without even getting out of first gear. I've got to be honest. They've not even got out of first gear. Sancho's now on. He has to prove a point. If Sancho ever needs to be up for a game and prove a point, it is against the employers who kind of weren't bothered that you left, let's be honest, and also didn't want you back from Borussia Dortmund. If you're not up for this game, you're never going to be up for any game, I can tell you that. That's why he's on. He is on because he will want to prove a point. Gundogan, Silva, and Rodri in the middle. None of them look like, they don't stand out as like world beaters, but they are awesome as a free. They are some players, mate. Another thing as well, Gundogan and Silva, if they was in England, they wouldn't make it. Everyone would have said they're too small. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Messi probably wouldn't have made it. In fact, I guarantee Messi probably would not have made it. He would have had to leave England. And then everyone would say, oh my God, he plays abroad. He's English. Which is unbelievable to say. But that's just the way. He's in. Silva's in. Great defending from Shaw. Very clever from Silva. It's great defending in the end. He's had a bad first touch. Fred just does not look comfortable as a footballer at times, does he? Greenwood. He's not even touched him. He's getting booked. He's not even touched him. He can't believe it. It's his first foul, and he's ran into him, and he's like, why are you booking me after one foul? I don't even think he's put a leg out. Has he put a leg out? He can't believe it. He cannot believe it. Yeah, I don't understand what Yasser means. Chris has put, do you mean hating a feeling of a slight touch by someone? As in someone touching you, you touching them? I'm not too sure. Free kick. I don't think that's a bad ball. Bruno Fernandes, I think that's a decent ball. You have a look at this where it lands. Second 6-yard box, I believe. Offside anyway. Ronaldo's going to find himself offside quite a lot this year because he's old. At the end of the day, he's old in football. All right. Old granddad settings in football. Okay. He's always going to want that extra yard because he knows he's not going to get there otherwise. So he's going to get caught offside quite a lot in the Premier League. Been caught offside 4 times today already, I think. Or 3. Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo, Greenwood, they've hardly touched the ball. They must get so annoyed, They must get so annoyed. Cancelo offside. Listen, this was always going to be tough for Man United, let's be honest. Things could change, but it was always going to be tough for Man United. I don't think Ollie can... for me, people start switching on Ollie. I think it's a little bit harsh if they don't win this game. You're playing against a Man City team where your Man United's team is just not good enough for Man City. Maguire back to De Gea. He's going to look for Lindelof. They've cut it out. Got to come back this way. Maguire. Oh, steps over the ball nicely to leave De Bruyne. I think Man United have got to do something. You have a look at the way they're set up now. Look at the way they set up, people. If you look at the middle of the park, you've got Fred and McTominay, and then the whole of the centre circle, no one's in there except for Man City players. Look, you can't really break them down. The lines are perfect. I think someone's got to drift into that number 10 role for Bruno Fernandes. I mean, look, he's got to be Bruno Fernandes. I can't even show you now, but see where the ref is, where Fred is. Bruno Fernandes has got to try and get where Sancho is now. That's where Bruno Fernandes has got to go. And look, and there you go. Sancho gets the ball. That's where Bruno Fernandes has got to be. Just drift in there, silently walk around, drift in. Sancho wants to get involved because he's hardly touched the ball, so he's gone inside. Ronaldo into Shaw. Shape from Man City is good at the minute, people. That's why United can't break them down. Shape's good. Someone needs to bring someone out of a hole. It's just too pedestrian at the moment. Tomine with a switch. Oh, it's a good idea. Great defending in the end by Walker, but it was a very good idea. Shaw was just about outside of the foot to get Sancho in behind Walker. Now, Sancho ain't beating Walker for pace. Ain't no one beating Walker for pace. And his experience. Walker's very experienced. I'd have switched Sancho and Greenwood. They're playing the ball out with ease. Just playing the ball out with ease. Absolute ease. Bruno Fernandes is saying that he's injured for some. First half was good. Second half was not really started well. Not really much going on second half, to be honest. Still 2-0 to Man City. Own goal and Silva. Both mistakes by Man United, got to be honest. Both mistakes. Eric Bayer's in the wrong position, so he's had to stretch because he doesn't know what's behind him, puts it in his own net. And then Maguire, not sure whether he spoke to Shaw. Shaw left it. And then obviously they're saying De Gea's a mistake. I actually think it's a bit harsh on De Gea because it's just he's at the front stick. He's not expecting Shaw to leave it. De Bruyne overload, could be on the other side. The Gundogan, he stopped. Oh, he gets it. Somehow he gets it back in. And Shaw just jogs to the ball. Oh, he needs to turn there. Stones has told him to turn. He's not turned. He needs to turn there. Oh, into De Bruyne. Oh, Silva. Round the corner to Jesus. I wouldn't say that's arrogance. Someone say it's arrogance. No, it's arrogance. It's just confident. It's just playing football, the way that you should be playing football. Ooh, Fred been left. It's bad product. It's bad end product. Poor from Jesus. I'm taking him off. I'm getting Sterling on, and I'm getting Mahrez. Van der Beek warming up. How he doesn't play in this team, I have no idea. You're right, Fran. Second goal was Shaw's fault. Oh, 100% is Shaw's fault. I actually think, though, because Shaw straight away has turned around and gone to Maguire with his hands like this. So I'm not sure whether Maguire has told him to leave it. However, even if he has, Shaw should know that Silva's behind him. He's tried to be over clever. Man United have the tallest players. Why not use them to their advantage? Yeah, why not go, English football philosophy? Get it in the box. Long throw. Why not do that? Why not League 2 and League 1 football? Get your big lads in the box. You'll probably score goals. It's not the way the big boys play, though, is it? It's not the way a lot of people play these days, to be honest. Ronaldo's changed his boots, I've just noticed. He's not feeling the new ones. He's gone for the old school ones. Changed his boots. He's not feeling the new range. Ronaldo's not. Man United easing into the game a little bit at the moment. I mean, a little bit of ball. Just a little bit of the ball. The problem is when you have a little bit of the ball against Man City, you have to make it count. Because if you don't, but they are the men of Bruno Fernandes getting a little bit of triangles, getting on the ball. Fred McTominay getting a free kick. You know, stopping City in their groove at the moment. Davies put, crucial vital knowledge about the game is so important. I want the human race to learn how this squad game works. As a creator myself, I have one video on my YouTube channel about football knowledge. Yeah, good. Good. You see, one thing I've noticed though since retiring and since doing radio and things like that, fans' football knowledge is very different from a player's football knowledge, because the core beliefs are viewed in a different way. So if a fan's been going to a football match going to watch a football stadium for 20 years or maybe whatever it may be, and he's been hearing the same thing time and time again from a youth, from the terraces, the stands, his knowledge of football is very different from playing the game. So that's where I think there's a big divide. It's so funny, like when we talk about certain players, you'll get all the top professionals saying this player's best, and then you get all the fans disagreeing with him, and it's like, come on now. The people who have played the game do have more probable knowledge than people who haven't played the game, but people don't see it that way, you know. Great feat, but he's just said no chance. Bernardo Silva's gone straight in. Sure, that's his Portuguese counterpart as well. Yeah, they're mates, so I'm sure he didn't leave it. I'm sure he didn't mean that in any malicious way. Game's not really great at the moment. Man United, you know, knocking at the door, trying to do something without creating anything. Man City just soaking up a little bit of pressure, cutting off lines, making sure the lines can't be broken, and trying to just find their way in this game, controlling the game. They're 2-0 up away at Man United, controlling the game. More than anything, controlling the game. As in, just making sure they don't come out of holes and get, you know, isolated one-on-ones and things like that. They don't need to chase the game, Man City. Sancho gives the ball away sloppy. And then Gundogan gives the ball away, which you don't really see that often, I can tell you that. Sports Genius, the way to beat City is to go full counter-attack mode. Nuno, Wolves did the double on them last season, doing just that. I think it's the only way. I think you really, really need to soak up the pressure if you can. It can come across negative, but I think you need to leave enough players forward to hit them on, you know, Leicester do all right against them. The Spurs do all right against them. Liverpool, when they beat them, it's all about that way of football. You go toe-to-toe with them. You go toe-to-toe with City and you lose. 9 times out of 10, you lose. Greenwood trying to cut inside on that good left foot and spank one. We've seen him spank one, as we know. He did it against Leicester. He does it many, many times. Just couldn't catch it right. Just wouldn't sit right for him. There you go. Tells you a lot about the game. Possession is 50-50, like bang on. So it tells you very, very different from the first half. That's a free kick. Bruno Fernandes. He gets a little bit petulant at times. Bruno Fernandes gets very, very petulant at times. I think that's the side of his game that a lot of people don't like. I don't like it. He's actually a little bit annoying at times. Reminds me of Lamella at Spurs. Like the little kid who does silly things when he's not getting his own way. He reminds me of that type of player. And Frank, Curve Glasses put, when I'm lazy, I put a 10-minute timer on. After it beeps, I ask myself, what have I done in that time? That's very interesting, timing-wise. Definitely works. There's a book recently I got, Book Time. Chris will love it. What is it called? Manage Your Day. I think I've shown it to you. And it tells you all about blocking times and that. I think it's very hard to consistently do that. But if you go through spells of doing things, like if you go through spells of waking up at 5 and getting your reading done or meditating or whatever, if you go through spells of going to the gym in the morning, if you go through spells by blocking time, blocking social media, you're not going to be able to do it all the time and be sustainable. It's not good. That's then not good for your mental health. So there's things that you can do every day. I think meditating, I meditate most days, whether it's 5 minutes or 15 minutes. That's very good for you. And working out for me is a good thing. When I don't work out, if it goes longer than 2-3 weeks, I get a little bit, I need to work out. Something's telling me it's not right. So that's my thing. And reading, I have to read and journal now. I have to read and I have to journal. And that's what helps me, you know, that's what helps me. So you need to do them things. You need to do them. If you want to improve, some people say they're improving, but their mind's not right. And then they'll go and do things that are sabotaging their progress. That means that something's not right. It's not here. No one's judging you. Everybody goes through them. I still do it sometimes now. But I think we have to admit to ourselves when something's not right. That's the key. That's the key, people, you know. Chris, you can do a lot in 10 minutes. Trouble is me and Ruby are too old now and she can't be bothered. Oh, correct. You can do a lot of good and a lot of bad in 10 minutes, that's for sure. Give her more gin. Friend, do PSG play tonight? I don't know. I really, really don't know what's going on with PSG at the moment. They can't seem to get that fluidity. They've got too many talented players up the top, and there's no room for them all, I believe. The thing is, when Messi was at Barcelona, people allowed him to go into the areas of the pitch that he wanted to go to, and it was like telepathy. At Barca, you've got a problem. You've got a real problem at at PSG. Because the areas of the pitch where Messi will dominate, you've got other people drifting into those areas, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And like I always say 1,000 times, you don't want to be there. So if he's thinking, right, if I normally get the ball here, I've got the ball here for the whole of my career. Now I can't get it, and I don't want to be here. I just want to go home. And then he goes home, and then his wife says, when are we going back to Barcelona? And, you know, he's like, right, let me put the seeds out there. He put the seeds out there last week about Barcelona returning in any way, shape or form. So it won't be long, I don't think, before you see Messi go back to Barcelona. I was disappointed that he didn't stay at Barcelona because he would have gone down as the greatest ever player anyway, but also the greatest, proved the point that the greatest ever player can stay at one club for the whole of their career. So I was disappointed that he went. It ruined the legacy. And I think he knew that in a way. It ruined the story as such. But the story is phenomenal. That he got forced to leave, which is incredible. A man of that stature. Absolutely incredible. Analysis-wise at the moment, United have stepped up 10 yards a little bit, which stops City from doing what they want to do. And City have kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit, which has allowed United to do a little bit. But Foden's not really been in the game at all. Not really been in the game. When he has, he's caused problems behind Wan-Bissaka. But they'll just play the game. They won't. What I like about Man City, and even as playing a former player, they never want to rush things. It's just, if it don't work, it don't work. And we'll do it again. And we'll try again. And we'll keep doing it again. No one panics. No one shouts in each other's. No one gets on each other's back. I love the way they play. The philosophy is magnificent. United going all out attack. It looks like they're going Rashford now. Could bring Greenwood off. Greenwood's not been in this game as much as I think he's fantastic. He's not been in this game. So Rashford, who does well against City, he'll be in. Ronaldo just chests it off to Sancho, gets beat, gets tackled, doesn't even look like he's going to beat Cancelo. Free kick, but they're going to play on. Walker's hardly been forward, but if he gets going forward, steam train, you're not stopping him. Jesus, they're not bothered. They're just managing the game. They're not overcommitting. They're just managing this game. Everything's in front of them. Look, just slowing it right down. And then if an opportunity opens, bang, that's where they're at. But at the minute, they'll just play with you. They'll just play with you. And then as soon as you allow them to break the lines, that's it. If they break the lines, they're in an area of the pitch they don't want to be. Just keep ball sessions. Just keep ball. But Ruben Diaz and Stones must get so bored at times. But they know they can't make. He's in. Foden's in. Great run. Oh, what's he doing? He's just got to this great movement from Foden. Foden's gone into the space. It then allows, if you have a look, Wan-Bissaka's in no man's land. Sancho don't want to defend. First time, he's got to just volley that into Foden's path first time, and Foden as a tap-in. He knows it's bad play. Jadon Sancho switches off. Huge let-off for Man United. Greenwood, as we thought, coming off. Massive let-off for Man United. If they get anything out of this game, it's due to the fact that Man City have just let them. Because they shouldn't be getting anything from this game. First half, it should be 4-0, and then now it should be 5-0. Terrible, terrible defending from Man United. Wan-Bissaka has to go with Foden because Foden's left. But Sancho switches off. Completely switches off. Fran, I'm talking about when you touch feet, maybe something you will feel something that maybe someone else won't. I've typed it into Google and it says that maybe you have touched feet. I don't know. Listen, I don't like no one touching my feet. I tell you that, but that's because I'm ticklish. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So my wife is anyone goes near her or goes in a personal space or like touches her. We've got a friend who is all about the Lord, etc. And we're trying to implement that in our lives. And it's all about greeting people by hugging and being over friendly as such. My wife struggles with that at times because she doesn't like anyone touching her. And I think it's just, they feel a little bit vulnerable at times. So I'm not too sure. Now Xavi's back at Barca. He might think, I think Xavi will do decent, got to be honest. I've set time aside tomorrow to watch Green Man for the first time. Take your time. Just take your time, little things. Skip through things if you think certain things don't relate to whatever. Give me a couple of comments, a bit of feedback, and listen to on the way to work. They're good. They're little things just to listen to. I have 10 videos on my new YouTube channel, but only one about football. The rest I show my creative, my music videos. Those together, music and video, tell very creative story. Not gonna lie, love music. Music is one of the best things. I love music. I wanted to go into music when I was a kid. I wanted to make music. I got my decks, my Technics 210s when I was 14 with the old school mixer, drum and bass, and things like that back then. But yeah, I love music. It sends a really good vibe through the body. So I like all types of music. And whatever mood I'm in, that's the type of music that I will listen to. Arteta is trying to do the same thing, but with different players. It's not the same. You've got to have the right players. City are easy street. United not offering anything to make this game interesting. The game's very dead now, people. Brian, Franny got this wrong. Hope the next prediction is not. Yeah, you got this one wrong, that's for sure. Walker. What a defender. I've got to be honest. What a right back. What a right back. It's always right wingers or centre forwards that end up being right backs that in modern day football are so good because they don't have to defend a lot and they're very, very quick. Ronaldo to Rashford. Shaw with the overlap. Inside to Stones. I think Stones, Ruben Diaz. Stones. Offside, could have been offside. Yeah, it looks like it's offside, people. Ollie's scratching his head thinking, what can I do? Because you can't break them down at the moment. This gives you a level of where Man United are at the moment. Man City have not got out of first gear, okay? Man United are really finding it hard to find any type of joy in any area of the pitch. And City are just playing with them at the moment. Free kick. They're just very, very good at what people don't understand about Man City is Man City go forward as a team and defend as a team. So when people talk about Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, that don't work unless the rest of the team play their way. And it all starts with Stones and Diaz. People don't give defenders enough credit because they start the play. And like you say, Pep wants to play that way. That's why he's got Ramsdale playing out from the back. Pep wants to play that way, but the players are not as good as City. However, you can take that philosophy and put it with us other bunch of players who are not as good and become a good team or hard to beat. Maybe that's what we're seeing at Arsenal. We're seeing little signs of the philosophy of Pep in the Arsenal team of attacking as a team and defending as a team. You know, the goal where I think we scored one where Xhaka was playing and it probably could have been a free kick on the edge of the box, but Xhaka's got it off Ramsdale. ESR goal, I think. That comes from defense. Most goals come from the defenders, allowing the attacking players to do what they need to do, you know? Fran, what's your thoughts on Saliba? You think this time he can come back and perform for Arsenal? I think it's a big question mark over this one. Even if Saliba is good enough, which I believe he is good enough, he's got to come back and more than anything, he's got to feel wanted, not like the club are doing him a favor. He's got to feel wanted. If that don't happen, then you might as well throw it out the water. And I'm not sure Arteta and this club have shown enough loyalty and enough love for him to want to be at the club. And I think that's the number one step. If he gets that and he comes back and he gets an opportunity, we will see. But that's the main thing. Without that, it's not happening. Watched the FA Cup first round last game between Sudbury and Colchester. Sudbury centre-back wears number 9 on his shirt, as he was a centre-forward for most of his career. Yeah, amazing that is. That's a good thing about English football. The lower teams can play higher teams. Franny, but afternoon, not spoilt watching game on TV and you on iPad. Who could have asked for more? And listen, Brian is a well-travelled old gentleman who's supported football and watched football longer than each and every one of us in this chat, some of us put together. So you make sure you have a very, very good afternoon, and I hope Peterborough can get a result. It's going to be a tough ask against Fulham. Fulham beat Blackburn 7-0 away from home in the week, and they are playing Peterborough today. So a lot of people are already writing Peterborough off, understandably, but Peterborough could put a shock. Peterborough are the type of team that gives you a shock, I can tell you that. Good and bad. De Bruyne in swinger. No. Foden out swinger. Ronaldo back there with the header. One thing Man United probably are not bad at is defending set pieces. They've got a lot of height. Ronaldo wins a second header again. Little flick on. Does that with his hands. And can't believe that he's playing for the wrong Manchester team. Oh, Ruben Diaz has just skipped past two. Ruben Diaz has just skipped past 2 Man United players like he's always done it in his life. Like he's always done it in his life. Walker. It's just, they're just playing with him. It's like you've just got a brand new dog or kitten, and you're consistently just taking the mickey out of them. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like. The second half's been pedestrian, very poor. Free kick after free kick. Very slow. No opportunities. No intensity from any team. Sancho's come on and proved a point so far to Man City that I was not good enough because he's done absolutely nothing. And you would have thought that he would have tried something, but on the other hand, what can he do? What can he do? He could maybe run around a little bit more. At the moment, it's just a playtime. It's playtime. Rashford just gave the ball away to City. Well, if City want to, by the way, if City want to, City will score if they want to. Honestly, if they think, right, we need to go and get another one, City will score. The difference and the gulf in talent is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just shows you how good these players are. As a team as well. As a team. Because everything boils down to team. Could be an overload. Overload. Well, I don't think it's going to be off. He's going to lift it back stick. Jesus. Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, he's got it all wrong. That is not like Kevin De Bruyne. He's got it all wrong. He can't believe it. He's got it. That is not like Kevin De Bruyne, by the way. That is a very rare sight. Look at this from Kevin De Bruyne, people. Goes around the back stick. I think it's Tellez heads it. Gets it all wrong. Oh, he's got it all wrong. That's a man who's not had a lot of football. That is a man who's not. I had Curb Glasswood saying he needs to do yoga to get some suppleness in there because he was all over the case. Walker, ooh, does the overload. Into Gundogan, out to Foden. Silva. Oh, Fred has just passed it straight back to Kevin De Bruyne. The fans are going crazy. De Bruyne, they're not getting that first gear. Honestly, people, it is like a training session. Man United, you know, if I'm playing now and I'm not been booked, I'm snapping someone. Even in modern day football, I'm snapping someone because they're taking the mickey out of them. They're taking the mickey out of them. I am saying if I get an opportunity here, whoever it is, someone's getting snapped. I'm snapping someone. I'm sorry. You can't do that. You can't let people do this to you. You can't let people do this to you in life. Look at this. Honestly, people. Jesus is playing that well. No, I tell you what, he's not even playing that well. But it's that easy for Jesus. He's come in the chat and support. Hi, Fran. All the and all the stream monsters. Perhaps his question is better suited to the green mind. But what is your definition of success? I had this conversation with my oldest daughter the other day. When we're younger, we think it's money. What car we drive, what house we have, who our peers are, what watch and what clothes we have. That's how people judge success. Unfortunately, you've got social media that promotes that as success. Success for me, now that I'm older, is building your mind to appreciate that minimalistic in this world is success. That's success for me. To appreciate the simple things in life, and get you and self-development is success. Because I'm happier now with far less money than I've ever had when I was playing. And I wasn't on a lot of money when I was playing. I'm more successful now in my daily life, in my family life, by working on self-development. That's success. Success is if you get a message from your wife randomly, how much you mean to her. Success is when you can just tell your wife or your kids that they are everything to you without there being a reason. Success is looking in opportunity for Man United. Success is looking in the mirror and saying, you know what? I've done my best and the result is out of my control. That's success. That's success. That's success. Honest with yourself, honest with people, taking accountability for your mistakes. We've all made mistakes. I've made some huge mistakes, big mistakes, which I'm still paying for now. However, I accept that. That's success. And I think if you have that mentality, financially, you're going to be okay. Some people say $1 million is financially successful. Some people will laugh at that and say, what? $1 billion? Some people will say 100 grand could change their life. Some people will say 100 grand pays their mortgage off, doesn't change their life. So success can't be judged on monetary things. Success has to be judged on an individual. But we don't know that until we're older. And that's another good thing for Green Mind. We'll maybe do that. What is success? You know, maybe that's something we can talk about. But it's a very, very good question. And I think young people, my daughters especially, look, my middle daughter don't. She's quite spiritual, but still, she's only 18. But my oldest is very much wants a Range Rover, wants a Cartier watch, wants Rolex, wants this, wants that, wants this, wants that. And there's no problem with wanting that. I like nice things. I want nice things. I want a certain amount of money. But does it define me as being successful? Does it define my happiness? Hell no. Hell no. I just want those things because they're nice to have. But what we used to do, and what a lot of us do when we're young, is we think that's what's going to give us happiness. Overload, 3-on-2, Foden will go across goal. Oh, he's put it wide. Huge opportunity for Foden to put this game to bed. Huge opportunity. And he's not really been in the game. And he's normally got that. He's got that technique where he goes, doesn't look like he's at the post. He's at the post. He's got a very, very weird technique, Phil Foden. He actually takes his eyes off the ball just as he's kicking it. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. In slow-mo, have a look at that. He does that a lot. He takes his eye off the ball, you know? So obviously Fred's off. That's with the biggest cheer. And they're cheering because Donny van der Beek is on and they think he should be playing instead of Fred. And so do I. So do I. Maybe Sancho has it in his head that he is not good enough and it's affecting his play. Big time. It's what affects nearly all of us. Fear will sabotage the progression. What's Craig saying now? Because Chris is laughing. Craig's probably made a joke. What's Craig saying now? Man United are constipated. They cannot do nothing, but they don't want to push. It's got to come out. Definition, I think, if you are happy and have moved to be a different and move to a different country, listen, moving to a different country is very, very good for your self-development. Okay, I couldn't travel or move a lot when I was a footballer, but I've traveled quite a bit since I'm finished. And it's not as easy to just move to different countries, especially if you've got children or commitments in your old country. But for me, I want to move again. I want to probably move another 3 times, but it's very important that I take my sons, that he's settled in schools, because I think that could be a negative thing on him in his future. However, going to different countries and seeing the way people live, different cultures, would be very good for his education, because you're not going to get that in school. So there's a fine line, but I think the sense of security can help youngsters at times, the love and security. So moving can be a little bit questionable at times, but I listen. Oh, Wan-Bissaka's nearly made a mistake. Moving if you're not happy where you are. Like, I'm not a massive fan of England. Okay, I'm not. But it's been good to me. It's gave me it's allowed me to have my dreams. So I have to respect the fact that it's been pivotal in my life. Do I like the way it's run? Do I like society at times? Do I like the way people get away with things? Do I like how it's so soft? Do I like how people are allowed to speak their mind too much? No. However, the benefits of England is huge, especially if you're not from England. So you have to have a balance all the time, you know? You have to have a balance. Should have been 5. I think if they're more ruthless, the game has been a walk in the park, people, an absolute walk in the park. And the second half has been dreadful, but the questions and the interaction in the chat has been top draw. So you should be very proud today, in my opinion. It might sound cliche, but you should be very proud today. Yaz has took the kids to play, which is an achievement in itself. People have been to the gym. Chris has done the things that he needs to do for the partner. Ruby should be proud, people. Be proud. Foden, double touch, just inside. Oh. Foden has had so many opportunities today for him to get the ball from his players, and because it's been that easy, they've decided to ignore him, not give him the ball. Like Sheets of Metal say, yeah, listen, soft. That's what my dad says. Dad's Jamaican, soft. Success is happy. Happy. It's the number one key. People ignore it. People ignore the basics of being happy. And people say that they're happy, and some people are. And people say, well, I'll need this to be happy. That's the problem that we've all been there. All of us have been there. When we've got no money, we thought, I just need that. I need that $100 or I need that grand. And I'll be happier. I'll be better. When actually sit down and say to yourself, you know what? That will come. I just need to figure out ways to come. But I'm happy. I'm breathing. I've got food. And if you haven't got food, you're breathing. You know? Happiness is all a state of mind. Self-talk, what we say to ourselves, simple as that. What we say to ourselves is the most important voice that we need. And that voice could be the Lord, that voice could be the universe, that voice could be the devil, that voice could be you, that voice could be your ex, your partner, whatever it may be. You've got to digest and dissect those voices which are going to push you forward. That's the key, people. I know I've gone off on a little bit, but you know I'm passionate about things like that. You know I've gone off on a little thing, a little rant. Success is moving on with family support. Yeah, man. And that, by the way, family is not everything. You're everything. You're everything. And the best person you become, that creates the best family. Okay? Some people would argue with that, which is fine. Who am I to judge? Who am I to argue, you know? Cliche. Wasn't he a left back? It sure was. Well, he's going to finish it off, Gabs. Wow. If he's touched it, if he hasn't touched it, it's a penalty. If he's touched it, it's a great tackle. If he hasn't touched it, it's a penalty. No. It's a penalty. Oh, yeah. He just touches it. He literally just touches it, like just. It's game over, mate. It was game over. They just run this game. Foden should have scored. De Bruyne should have scored. But City will keep going. They've not had to come out first gear. Pep, this is what I like about Pep's team this year, rather than the previous couple of seasons ago. They manage games. It was used to be we'll outscore you. Now they manage games. It's been light work. Light work for City. Light work. Chris is saying, Ruby says the same to me all the time. Count your blessings. She has a positive mind. Glass is always half full. That's how you got to be. It's how you got to live. That's how you got to live. For me, it's the only way to live. Memento mori. Life could be finished at any moment in time. So why would you waste it on things that you can't control? It's the best way to live. My wife's negative at times. She got a lot better. But it's a development. It's a skill. It's a year after year after year after year exercise of what you feed the brain, you know? Which changes your perspective. Oof. I've got him down the side and he's just put it round. Sancho, I forgot he was on. I actually forgot Sancho was on the pitch. Free kick. Another free kick. Ronaldo's dived in. Ronaldo's got a yellow. He's lost his head. Can't believe no one smashed anyone yet. Can't believe it. So nice. So nice these footballers are. There's the first one. There's the second one. To be fair, I think Ronaldo is already thinking that he's already thinking it's not going to be a free kick. You know what I mean? It's too late for him to respond. Ronaldo. Absolute. Cancelo, by the way, gets a lot of man of the matches, you know. He gets a lot of man of the matches. Cancelo does. Yeah, he's got man of the match from Thingy as well. Very, very good player. Very, very good player. Very good player. I like that Zinchenko. I think he's a baller as well, but Cancelo is a baller. Proper player. Easy game, people. Not entertaining at all the second half. Very, very poor game. No one's had any half chances. No one's really done anything. Foden had the best chance, and I'm surprised he missed. He's hit the post. Tried to put too much swaz on it. Tried to be too perfect, too much precision. Put them and it hits the outside of the post. De Bruyne has not been De Bruyne is not the De Bruyne of a couple of seasons ago. He's been injured. Could be tired. It's not clicked for him. He's out of form. That's football for you. That is football. Could he keep this in? Has it gone out? Yeah, it's gone out. And the thing is with Man United at the moment, what people are not going to be happy about is this is a local derby. You've got beat by Man City. You've got beat by Liverpool. You've done all right against two bang average teams since. But it's their manner in the way that they get beat. It's their manner in the way that they perform. Now, when they're better than some teams, like they're better than Spurs, they're better than Atalanta, okay? We expect them to win, in my opinion. But when it comes to the proper teams, they're miles behind. And I actually don't think it's anything to do with the players that they have, because they've got some very, very good players. I actually do think it's just the way that they play, the way that they approach the game, which comes down to Ollie's philosophy. You know? You're not allowing players to express themselves, are you? In my opinion. And footballers want to express. Footballers want to go to work and allow to express themselves, just like any other job. If you go to work and you're a salesman and you're not allowed to sell the way that you want to sell, you're not going to enjoy the job. Same with football. If you're a barber and you go and you want to cut barb the way you want to cut here, but you're not allowed to cut that way, you're not gonna stay at that barber's for long, you know? Important that people enjoy what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, because we're not here for long. You know, we're not here for long. And they want to enjoy their dream job. And Man United players look like they're not enjoying their dream job, people. They really do. Hey, Zeus is in behind. You just got to skip it inside to Walker. Oh, it's tough. It's a tight one. It's a tight one. She's about the same, Fran, I just discovered and heard about brain food. Okay, you don't know about brain food. Lion's mane mushroom. It helps with Alzheimer's disease. Fascinating to look into. Yeah, lion's mane is one of the main ingredients in all the nootropics that you see. So most people, a high amount of people that work in Silicon Valley have that as a daily thing. Some people became, well, too addicted to it, but Silicon Valley, the Google world, the Facebook world, all things like that, nootropics, brain food is the main drug. It's the main drug, and it's legal to a certain point. And then you've got then they moved on to mini pellets and tabs of LSD. Now the mini tabs are not illegal. Obviously, LSD is illegal, but the mini tabs, the drops are not. And that basically is like a brain food. It is a brain food. LSD is a very powerful brain food, and it allows you to access parts of the brain that we find it very hard to. Now, some people become addicted to that, but yeah, brain food. There's one called the biggest one, I think, is on Joe Rogan's always promoting it, and that's on these. Can't remember what they're called, but all things like that. I've tried brain foods; they're very, very good. I do actually need to get some more, but they're only certain ones are allowed in England. I'm very particular of which ones I go for. But yeah, there's loads of brain food. So, like you say, yeah, I know quite a bit about that. Took it myself, etc. So they're good for when you're working on a book, when you're working on a task, when you're working on a target, a business. They're very good to have. They're very, very big in the world of the Google, Amazon, Silicon Valley. Very, very big. There you go, people. Game is done and dusted. Ollie is at the wheel. Ollie is big at the wheel. Let me tell you that. Brian, to me, MC players, Man City players have 32 waistline. Man U players have 38. Yeah, they do look a little unfit. One thing that Man City have is probably they're the fittest team in the league. They are ridiculous off the ball and on the ball. Absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? Disappointing performance from Man United. Very, very disappointing performance. Yeah, magic mushrooms. They're quite big as well in Silicon Valley and that. Yeah, just lie around hallucinating, giggling. Yeah, people. Honestly, Man City didn't get out of first gear. Probably should have been 4 or 5. De Gea first half made a couple of great saves. Foden's hit the post, as you know. So walk in the park. Big, big, big walk in the park. And just as Craig was saying, lackluster performance. City now go to second. Liverpool will have obviously the game in hand. Liverpool will go back to second if they win that game in hand. Chelsea, 2 points clear. We'll go 5 points clear. If ever, what's happening, Wilson? Obviously, you're late. We're just going to sign out in a minute, Wilson. But I hope you and your family are doing well this week and had a good weekend. And people, I'm going to leave you to it. It's been a good interaction in the community chat. Very, very good. If you've not already, I have noticed that some people pop in. If you've not already, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. For me, not just being biased, best content you will get from a football channel, in my opinion, not just because it's coming from me, but we try and give a balanced analysis, opinions, and life skills, which is what we all need, people. This is what we all need. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I've always come up the posh this afternoon. Let's see what happens in that game. And I will probably see you. Well, I definitely will see you tomorrow with the biggest game of the weekend, Arsenal-Watford. So again, I love you and leave you, and I'll see you later on. Make sure you make the best of this afternoon. See you later.